There is something placed inside of you before you even took your first breath. There is something that was deposited into your very being before your name was even spoken on this earth. And yet so many live and die without ever unlocking what was placed within them. The graveyards of this world are full of men and women who never discovered what they carried, who never activated the divine potential that was waiting to be unleashed. You were not designed to simply exist, to merely survive, to wake up and go through the same motions day after day without fulfillment. You were created with a purpose, with a destiny, with an assignment that only you can fulfill. The tragedy of life is not death, but living without ever knowing why you were born. Potential is the untapped ability, the dormant power, the unused strength that lies within you. It is what you could become but have not yet become. It is what you could do but have not yet done. It is the hidden capacity waiting to be realized. The enemy of your potential is not failure, it is comfort. It is the deception that where you are is all there is. But let me tell you today, what is inside of you is far greater than what you have seen so far. Your current reality is not the measure of your true ability. The dreams in your heart, the visions that won't let you sleep, the ideas that keep pressing into your spirit, these are not random thoughts. They are glimpses of what is possible if you dare to unlock what is inside of you. The greatest challenge is not external, it is internal. It is the battle between who you are now and who you are meant to become. It is the war between your doubts and your destiny, between your fears and your future. The moment you decide to step into your potential, everything around you will try to hold you back. People will misunderstand you. Circumstances will resist you. Even your own mind will try to convince you that you are not capable. But listen carefully, you were never meant to do this alone. There is a divine hand upon your life, a power greater than your own working within you, calling you higher, urging you forward, whispering, you were made for more. Many people wait for permission to become who they were meant to be. They wait for the right time, the right conditions, the right validation. But potential does not wait. It demands to be activated. It demands a decision. Until you decide that you will no longer live beneath your calling, you will remain trapped in the cycle of mediocrity. The moment you make a decision, everything shifts. Heaven responds to those who decide. The resources you need, the connections, the opportunities, they're all waiting for you on the other side of your decision. Potential is released through pressure. Diamonds are formed under intense heat. Gold is refined through fire. The challenges in your life are not there to break you. They are there to awaken what is inside of you. Every struggle, every setback, every disappointment is an invitation to grow. The pressure you feel is a sign that there is more inside of you that needs to come out. Instead of running from difficulty, lean into it. Let it stretch you. Let it shape you. Let it push you beyond where you are. Growth is uncomfortable, but nothing great is ever born out of ease. One of the greatest enemies of potential is comparison. Too many people never step into their greatness because they are too busy looking at someone else's journey. They measure their worth by another person's achievements, and in doing so, disqualify themselves before they even begin. But let me tell you something. No one else carries what you carry. You are unique, designed with precision, crafted for a purpose that no one else can fulfill. The world does not need another imitation. It needs the real you, the fullest version of you, the you that has embraced your potential without fear or apology. Your potential is not just for you. It is for the people you were called to impact. It is for the generations that will come after you. It is for the lives that will be changed because you dared to step into who you were meant to be. When you hold back, you are not just robbing yourself. You are robbing the world of the gift that was placed inside of you. The solution to someone's problem is locked inside of you. The breakthrough someone is waiting for is tied to your obedience. The next great innovation, the next powerful movement, the next world-changing idea, it could be inside of you right now, waiting for you to say yes. Potential must be protected. Not everyone will see what is inside of you. Not everyone will understand your vision. Some will mock you. Some will doubt you. Some will even try to talk you out of what you know in your heart to be true. But do not let the opinions of those who cannot see Determine what you believe. Guard your dream. Protect your vision. Surround yourself with those who challenge you to go higher, who push you to grow, who remind you of who you are. Stay away from those who only see limits, who only speak negativity, who try to confine you to their small thinking. If you are the smartest person in your circle, you are in the wrong circle. If you are the most ambitious person in your environment, it's time to find a new environment. You must also be disciplined in developing your potential. Natural talent is not enough. Raw ability is not enough. Even the most gifted must train, must refine, must put in the work. Potential is wasted when it is not cultivated. If you want to unlock what is inside of you, you must be committed to the process of growth. Read, learn, seek wisdom, push yourself beyond what is comfortable. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you are meant to be. Without discipline, potential remains potential. Too many people settle for less than they were created for because they are afraid of failure. But failure is not the enemy. Failure is feedback. It is a teacher. It is a necessary part of the process. Every great person you admire has failed, and failed often. But they did not let failure define them. They did not let failure stop them. They learned, they adjusted, they kept moving forward. The only true failure is the failure to try. The only real defeat is giving up before you even begin. If you are afraid to fail, you will never discover how far you can go. But if you are willing to take risks, to step out in faith, to embrace the process, you will see the fullness of what is inside of you. Time is the most valuable resource you have, and yet it is the most wasted. People waste years waiting for the right moment, the right feeling, the right opportunity. But time is not waiting. Every day that passes is a day you will never get back. Every moment you delay is a moment lost forever. Your potential is tied to time, and the more you waste, the less you fulfill. There is urgency to your purpose. There is a divine clock counting down, and you cannot afford to let another year, another month, another day slip away without stepping into what you were created for. The time is now, not tomorrow, not someday, now. Your potential is waiting. Your destiny is calling. You are not born to be average. You were not created to live small. You were designed for greatness. Everything you need is already inside of you. The question is, will you unlock it? Will you activate it? Will you step into the fullness of who you were meant to be? The moment you recognize that you are more than what you have become, something inside of you will refuse to settle. There will be an unrest, a divine dissatisfaction, a stirring in your soul that tells you there is something greater ahead. That feeling is not to be ignored. It is a signal that your potential is calling out to you. The challenge is that many people silence that voice. They drown it out with distractions, with routines, with meaningless activities that keep them occupied but never fulfilled. They stay busy but never make progress. But you cannot afford to live like that. You cannot afford to ignore the call inside of you, because your life is not your own. You were sent here to fulfill a mission, to accomplish something significant, to leave a mark that cannot be erased. To unlock your true potential, you must change how you think. Your mind is the greatest battlefield, the place where victories are won or lost before they ever manifest in reality. If you see yourself as incapable, you will live below your potential. If you see yourself as inadequate, you will never attempt what you were created to do. But the truth is, the limitations that seem to hold you back are not real. They exist only in your mind. The only thing standing between you and the life you are destined for is the way you think. As long as you believe that you are small, that you are not enough, that you lack what it takes, you will never rise beyond those thoughts. But the moment you shift your thinking, the moment you embrace the truth of who you are and what you carry, everything will begin to change. You must train your mind to see possibilities where others see obstacles. You must teach yourself to think beyond what is in front of you and begin to operate from a place of vision. The greatest people in history were not those who accepted things as they were, but those who saw what could be and refused to stop until it became a reality. They were ordinary men and women who tapped into their extraordinary potential, and the same potential lies inside of you, but it will remain locked until you decide to open the door. You must expand your mind, stretch your thinking, refuse to conform to smallness. The world around you may try to confine you, but you do not have to accept those limitations. You were created to break barriers, to go beyond what has been done before, to pioneer new paths that others will follow. One of the keys to unlocking your potential is to develop an unshakable belief in yourself. Too many people live their entire lives waiting for someone else to believe in them before they believe in themselves. They look for validation from others, for approval, for confirmation that they are capable. But if you need someone else to believe in you before you move, you will never move. The people who achieve great things are not the ones who had everyone's support. They are the ones who believed in themselves even when no one else did. They moved forward even when they were doubted, even when they were criticized, even when they were ridiculed. And because they believed, they broke through. If you want to unlock your true potential, you must decide today that you will no longer wait for permission to be great. You must determine that you will move forward no matter who sees, no matter who understands, no matter who supports you. The greatest gift you have is your ability to choose. You can choose to remain where you are, or you can choose to rise. You can choose to settle for what is easy, or you can choose to push for what is possible. You can choose to live in fear, or you can choose to step out in faith. Everything in your life is the result of choices. What you choose to believe, what you choose to pursue, what you choose to invest your time in. The life you desire is not out of reach, but it will not happen by accident. It will require intentionality, discipline, and relentless pursuit. Potential is never unlocked passively. It is activated through action. You cannot wait for conditions to be perfect. Too many people delay their destiny because they're waiting for the right moment, the right resources, the right connections. But the truth is, the right time is now. The resources you need will come as you move. The connections you need will find you as you step forward. Everything you are waiting for is already waiting for you on the other side of obedience. But if you refuse to move, if you refuse to step out, you will never see what is possible. Greatness does not come to those who wait. It comes to those who take action, who move even when they are uncertain, who step forward even when they do not have all the answers. Fear is one of the greatest enemies of potential. Fear paralyzes. Fear convinces you that you are not ready. Fear tells you that failure is final, but fear is a liar. Fear only has power over those who listen to it. If you let fear dictate your actions, you will never step into the fullness of who you were created to be. But if you confront fear, if you move forward despite the anxiety, if you refuse to be controlled by doubt, you will discover that fear is nothing more than an illusion. The things you are afraid of are not as powerful as you think. The moment you face them, they lose their grip on you. Do not let fear rob you of your destiny. Do not let fear keep you trapped in a life that is beneath your potential. You must also learn to embrace challenges as part of the process. Too many people give up when things become difficult. They interpret obstacles as signs that they should stop. But challenges are not meant to stop you. They are meant to strengthen you. They are meant to develop the character, the resilience, the tenacity required for greatness. If you cannot handle difficulty, you cannot handle destiny. If you cannot endure hardship, you cannot carry the weight of your assignment. Every challenge you face is preparing you for the next level. Every difficulty is sharpening you, molding you, equipping you for what is ahead. The struggles are not there to defeat you. Surrounding yourself with the right people is also critical. Your environment matters. Who you listen to matters. Who you associate with matters. If you are constantly surrounded by those who think small, who speak negativity, who live in fear, their mindset will affect you. But if you surround yourself with people who challenge you, who push you higher, who inspire you to grow, your potential will be unlocked in ways you never imagined. The right relationships will accelerate you, while the wrong ones will hinder you. Choose wisely who you allow into your life. Choose to be in spaces that nurture your vision, that fuel your fire, that remind you of who you are. Time is running. The clock is moving. You do not have forever to become who you were created to be. You cannot keep postponing your greatness, pushing your potential into the future, telling yourself that one day you will step into it. One day is not on the calendar. Now is the time. Now is your opportunity to rise, to break through, to become all that you were destined to be. You must refuse to leave this world full of potential that was never used. You must refuse to let fear, doubt, or complacency rob you of the life you were meant to live. The world is waiting for you to show up. Your destiny is calling. It is time to unlock your true potential. It is time to step into everything you were born to be. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. Move forward with confidence, with boldness, with unwavering faith. The best version of you is waiting to be revealed. The world needs what you carry. The time is now. There is something about urgency that forces you to move beyond hesitation. When you understand that your time on this earth is limited, you stop living as if you have forever. You stop putting off your dreams. You stop delaying your assignment. You stop allowing distractions to consume your energy. Every second that passes is a second you will never get back. Every moment wasted is a moment you could have invested in your growth, your vision, your purpose. If you knew how short your time truly was, you would not hesitate to step into your potential. You would not hold back from becoming all that you were created to be. You would live with the kind of intensity that refuses to be ordinary, the kind of passion that cannot be ignored, the kind of fire that lights up everything around you. Too many people die full of regrets, wishing they had taken more risks, wishing they had believed in themselves, wishing they had done what they always knew they were supposed to do. But by the time they realize it, their time is gone. You cannot afford to live like that. You cannot afford to wait until it is too late before you decide to become who you were meant to be. You must act now. You must rise now. You must take control of your destiny now. Your future is not waiting for you to feel ready. It is waiting for you to move in faith. It is waiting for you to stop making excuses, to stop doubting yourself, to stop letting fear win. You will never feel completely ready. You will never have all the answers, but that is not an excuse to do nothing. You must step forward anyway. Potential is a seed. A seed contains everything necessary to become a tree, to bear fruit, to multiply, to create impact. But if the seed is never planted, if it is never nurtured, if it is never exposed to the right conditions, it will never grow. It will remain a possibility that was never realized. And so it is with you. What is inside of you is enough to change the world, enough to transform lives, enough to leave a legacy that lasts beyond your lifetime. But it will never happen if you do not take action. You must plant the seed of your potential in the right environment. You must water it with knowledge, with discipline, with persistence. You must expose it to the challenges that will strengthen it. You must allow it to grow even when the process is slow, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Growth is not always visible in the beginning, but that does not mean it is not taking place. The process of unlocking your potential is not always glamorous. It is not always celebrated. It is not always understood. There will be seasons when it feels like you are hidden, like your work is unseen, like your progress is unnoticed, but do not despise those seasons. They are necessary. The greatest transformation happens in the hidden place. A tree does not grow tall until its roots have gone deep. A foundation is laid long before a structure is built. The process you are going through is preparing you for the weight of your destiny. If you rush it, you will not last. If you skip it, you will not be ready. True greatness is not built overnight. It is the result of years of discipline, of sacrifice, of persistence when no one is watching. The danger of success is that many people stop growing once they achieve a little. They stop pushing themselves once they reach a certain level. They become comfortable, satisfied with small victories, content with minor achievements. But potential is never fully unlocked. It is always expanding, always increasing, always calling you higher. There is no limit to how much you can grow. There is no ceiling on what you can become. The moment you stop growing, you start dying. The moment you stop reaching, you begin declining. You must remain a student, always learning, always stretching, always refining your gift. The greatest enemy of your next level is your last success. Never allow what you have accomplished to make you settle for less than what is still possible. Your mind is a battlefield. It is where your potential is either released or imprisoned. If you do not control your thoughts, they will control you. If you do not train your mind to believe in possibilities, it will default to limitations. Every great achievement begins with a thought. Every breakthrough starts in the mind. What you dwell on will shape your reality. If you constantly feed yourself doubt, insecurity, and fear, you will live a life of hesitation and regret. But if you fill your mind with truth, with faith, with the belief that all things are possible, you will move with a confidence that cannot be shaken. You must guard your mind as if your future depends on it, because it does. You must also be willing to let go of what is familiar. Many people never step into their full potential because they refuse to leave their comfort zone. They cling to what is known, to what is predictable, to what feels safe. But your potential is not in your comfort zone. It is in the unknown. It is in the places that challenge you, that stretch you, that force you to become more than you were before. Growth is always uncomfortable because it requires you to change. It requires you to let go of old habits, to abandon small thinking, to walk away from relationships that no longer serve your destiny. But the cost of staying the same is far greater than the cost of change. If you refuse to grow, you will spend your life wondering what could have been. You must be relentless. You must be unstoppable. You must decide that nothing will stand in your way. Not fear, not failure, not rejection, not obstacles. Every person who has ever done anything great had to overcome something. They had to fight through opposition, to push past discouragement, to keep moving forward when everything in them wanted to quit. But that is what separates those who unlock their potential from those who do not. It is not talent. It is not luck. It is perseverance. It's the ability to keep going when others give up. It is the refusal to accept defeat. You cannot afford to live below your calling. You cannot afford to play small, to shrink back, to hide your gift. The world needs what you carry. Someone is waiting for you to step into your assignment. Someone is waiting for the book you have not written, for the business you have not started, for the message you have not shared. You were created to be a solution, to be a light, to be a force of change. But if you never unlock your potential, those you were meant to impact will never receive what was meant for them. Your purpose is bigger than you. It is bigger than your fears, bigger than your doubts, bigger than your excuses. It is time to rise. It is time to step into the fullness of who you are. It is time to stop hesitating, stop second guessing, stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Everything you need is already inside of you. Everything you have been praying for is already within your reach. But you must activate it. You must move in faith. You must unlock the door that has been in front of you all along. There is a force inside of you that refuses to be ignored. It is the power of potential, the silent voice that whispers there is more to your life than what you have seen. It is the inner stirring that will not let you settle, the unexplainable feeling that you were created for something greater. No matter how much you try to suppress it, no matter how much you try to distract yourself, it will always rise again, because you were never meant to live an average life. You were never meant to simply exist. You were never meant to blend into the background, to move through life without purpose, to settle for mediocrity when greatness is calling your name. That voice inside of you is a reminder that your story is not finished, that your journey is not over, that your best days are not behind you. But in order to unlock your full potential, you must be willing to step into the unknown, to embrace the discomfort of growth, to face the fears that have held you captive for too long. Many people live their entire lives never tapping into even a fraction of what they are capable of. They allow fear to dictate their choices. They allow circumstances to limit their dreams. They allow past failures to define their future. But the truth is, the only thing standing between you and the life you were created for is your willingness to step out of your comfort zone. Nothing about unlocking your potential will be easy. It will require you to let go of old mindsets, to break free from limiting beliefs, to abandon the excuses that have kept you stuck. It will require you to develop a level of discipline that most people are not willing to embrace. But if you are willing to endure the process, if you are willing to push through the resistance, if you are willing to keep moving even when you feel like giving up, you will step into a life that is greater than anything you could have imagined. The danger of potential is that it will never be realized if it is not pursued. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you never develop it, it will go to waste. You can have all the gifts, all the ideas, all the creativity, but if you do not take action, none of it will matter. The world is filled with people who had potential but never did anything with it. Cemeteries are filled with unfulfilled dreams, with unwritten books, with unspoken words, with ideas that were never brought to life. Potential is meaningless if it is not activated. It is only when you take action, when you make the decision to step into the unknown, when you commit to becoming the person you were always meant to be, that your potential begins to take shape. You must decide today that you will not die full of untapped greatness. You must decide that you will not leave this earth without releasing everything that was placed inside of you. One of the greatest battles you will ever face is the battle against your own mind. Your mind will try to convince you that you are not ready, that you are not qualified, that you are not capable. Your past failures will try to remind you of all the times you tried and did not succeed. The voices around you will tell you that your dreams are impossible, that you should just accept an average life. But you must learn to silence every voice that contradicts your destiny. You must refuse to allow doubt to control you. You must train your mind to focus on the possibilities, not the limitations. Because the truth is, you were created with everything you need to succeed. You were designed for greatness, wired for success, built to overcome every obstacle that stands in your way. The only thing you must do is believe it. Belief is the foundation of everything. If you do not believe in yourself, no amount of talent, no amount of opportunities, no amount of resources will make a difference. People who unlock their full potential are not the ones who have the most talent. They are the ones who refuse to give up. They are the ones who keep going even when it seems like nothing is working. They're the ones who refuse to listen to negativity, who refuse to let fear dictate their decisions, who refuse to settle for less than what they know they are capable of. If you want to walk in the fullness of your potential, you must develop an unshakable belief in yourself. You must look at every challenge as an opportunity, every obstacle as a lesson, every failure as a stepping stone, because everything you go through is preparing you for where you are going. Nothing is wasted. Every experience, every struggle, every disappointment is shaping you into the person you need to become. You must also understand that unlocking your potential is not just about you. Your life is not just about your success, your achievements, your goals. You were created to impact others, to inspire, to lead, to serve. There is someone waiting for you to step into your destiny. There is someone who needs to hear your story, someone who needs the wisdom you have gained, someone who needs the courage you have developed. When you unlock your potential, you give others permission to do the same. You become a light in a world that is filled with darkness. You become a voice of hope in a world that is filled with doubt. You become a living example of what is possible when someone refuses to settle, when someone refuses to walk in their full potential. Time is your most valuable resource. Every second that passes is a second you will never get back. Every moment you waste is a moment you could have used to move closer to your destiny. You cannot afford to keep putting off your greatness. You cannot afford to keep waiting for the perfect conditions. The perfect moment will never come. The right time is now. If you do not start today, you will wake up years from now wondering where your life went. You will look back with regret, wishing you had taken action, wishing you had believed in yourself, wishing you had not allowed fear to hold you back. But regret is a painful thing. It is far better to try and fail than to never try at all. It is far better to take risks, to step out in faith, to push beyond your comfort zone than to live with the weight of knowing you never became who you were meant to be. Your destiny is calling you. Your future is waiting for you to rise. Everything you need is already inside of you, but you must activate it. You must take the first step. You must commit to the process of growth, to the journey of becoming. It will not always be easy. It will not always be comfortable, but it will always be worth it, because on the other side of fear is freedom. On the other side of struggle is strength. On the other side of every challenge is the version of you that you were always meant to be. You cannot afford to give up now. You cannot afford to settle for a life that is less than what was designed for you. The world needs your gift. The world needs your voice. The world needs you to unlock your full potential. This is your moment. This is your time. There are no more excuses. There are no more delays. There are no more reasons to wait. Everything you have been searching for is already within you. Everything you have been dreaming of is already possible. The only thing left to do is move. The only thing left to do is believe. Your best days are ahead of you. Your greatest impact is still to come. Your story is still being written, but the ending is up to you. Will you unlock your full potential? Will you step into your greatness? Will you become everything you were created to be? The choice is yours. The time is now. You stand at the edge of destiny, faced with a choice that only you can make. Will you remain where you are, bound by fear, hesitation, and excuses? Or will you rise, step into the unknown, and unlock the fullness of your potential? The decision is yours, but know this: playing small will never satisfy you. Ignoring the call on your life will never bring you peace. Settling for less than what you were created for will only lead to regret. The fire inside of you was placed there for a reason. The dreams in your heart were not given to you by accident. You were designed for something greater, called to something higher, created with everything you need to succeed. But it will never happen if you do not take action. The time to step forward is now. The time to break free from every limitation is now. The time to silence every voice of doubt, to reject every excuse, to embrace the journey of becoming is now. You do not need another confirmation. You do not need another sign. Everything you need is already within you. The only thing left to do is trust that the one who gave you the vision has already given you the power to fulfill it. Do not waste another moment. Do not let another day pass living beneath your purpose. The world is waiting for you. Your destiny is waiting for you. The time is now. The choice is yours. Step into your greatness and never look back.